Even looking at the book makes me upset. Welcome and welcome back to my channel. My name is Stephanie. You can call me Steph, you can call me Steffi, it's fine. Today we're doing an end of the year book tag, and I'm really excited because I feel like this is the best way to get to know my reading taste. If you don't follow me on Book Talk and Bookstagram, if you follow me there now, thank you. So yeah, have fun, enjoy. First question is most disappointing read of the year, and don't hate me, but it's The Scarlet Veil. When I tell you I was so disappointed, this is a romantic book with like vampires in it. The main character Sally is like the first huntswoman, so she's trying to prove herself, and to do so she has to work with this like vampire. It's so boring, like it's such a snooze fest. I hated every single minute in this book.
Why are you running?
Even looking at the book makes me upset. I had such a bad time while reading because I love Serpent and Dove by the same author, so I went in with like really high expectation, and it was just like not it. It was a body read, right? So the first book we body read was The Games Gods Play, and that was so good. It was like Percy Jackson, Hunger Games fan fiction. I love Hunger Games, my friend loves Percy Jackson. We were like, yes, that was so good, so this is going to be as good. No, it wasn't. Next we have an underhyped book I read last year, and I have The Last Blood Card by Vanessa Lee. This is a romantic fantasy that I really liked. I give this book like 5 stars. The main character is a blood carver, aka someone that can manipulate human biology, and she uses this power to like heal people, but people see something that's different as something that is evil, so they think she's using this power to like get pleasure in killing people. When she gets found out with this power, she is sold to an aristocratic family to heal someone for them, and at the same time she feels this instant connection to the physician's aide, this mysterious guy that you will fall in love with. And this was such a good fantasy romantic book. It explores self-identity, colonization, generational trauma, and it was so good. It definitely deserves more hype. And I loved it. And we have an overhyped book I read last year, and I have Fear the Flames. I thought this book was just like boring, like nothing special, nothing unique. I think I've read this like 100 times already. Like it's just I don't know. The FMC is ripped away from her kingdom and her dragon, so now she's all for like vengeance, and she allies herself with father's greatest enemy, always obviously the love interest.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care. Let me tell you. We don't care.
They're obsessed with each other. It's like, why? Oh, like. Next we have a book I loved in the moment but don't think about now. I would say Fade in Blood. I enjoyed it whenever. This is like a spicy Vikings romantasy with like Norse mythology. But I think because it was like insta lost, like I wouldn't think about this as like, oh my god, one of my favorite romances. Like there was romance in it, but it was just like spice. I guess I did not feel like that connection, chemistry. I would say I did enjoy it because I haven't read a lot of like Vikings romantasy, so I like the setting. But apart from that, I don't know. The ending really had me intrigued though, so will I read the sequel? Yes, I want to know what happens next. But yeah, I don't really think about this book much. I don't think I've recommended it since I've read it. Fave book couple, I have so many, but my fave one, I have to say it's Gwen and Xander from Not Another Love Song by Julie Soto. I cannot stop thinking about this book. I read this book in March or April, I don't know, but like I have not stopped thinking about this book. This is a Rivals to Lovers contemporary romance book. They're both like musicians, and when I tell you, this book was so good. Like, look at my tabs. Thunder.
When I tell you this man is so fine. When I tell you this man is scrumptious.
I love him. I love them both. So that's why I like fave couple. I love them both. Next we have fave main character, and I have to say Gideon from The Crimson Moth or Heartless Hunter and The Rebel Witch. I love Gideon. He's a new comfort character for me. I just love him. I think he's such a complex but beautifully written character, and I love it. I could see myself in him a little bit at times. I love to read about characters that have been like through something really bad because I can relate, but they're able to like find happiness, they're able to fall in love, and I love that. And so yeah, Gideon, love you. We have a book I cannot stop recommending, and it's The Prison Healer. This book series was so good. The first book, the second book, the third book, all of them 5 stars. All of them were really good. It's the perfect YA romantic fantasy series, full of twists and plot twists and betrayals and secrets, lies. I had so much fun with this. So the main character has been the healer in the prison for like 10 years, and one day an inmate gets sent to her and her whole life changes, and it's like, wow, like it was so good. The ending of the first book though will have you like,
What?
next we have a book that surprised me, and I would say The Color Purple. This is a story that follows the type of violence that Black women in the South used to face, but it's also, well, contemporary in a way, as in I could still relate a lot to a lot of different things, sadly. So it was like, it made me feel a lot of like conflicting feelings. Like it was horrible, but I felt seen in a way and understood in a way, but also I could not understand the level and the magnitude of all the things that happened back then. It's just a lot. It was just a lot, and it was really empowering, but also like sad and heartbreaking, but also like, this is history, this is what happened, and you need to read. So I felt a lot of things while I was reading, and I think that's the best thing that can happen when you read a book. That's why it was surprising. I didn't think I could or would enjoy a book like that. It was something different that I really enjoyed. Next we have new fave author. I would say when it comes to dark romance, Monty J, because all of her books are so addictive. Definitely has the best fan family trope in any dark romance books I've ever read, and I love that and I love her. Romance, I would say Julie Soto. I love Julie Soto.
Talented, brilliant, incredible, amazing.
Really enjoyed Forget Me Not and Not Another Love Song Changed My Life. So Julie Soto. And then for fantasy, romantasy, I'll say Pen Cole, because The Spark of the Airplane. I cannot remember the last time I felt this way. I think it was when I first read a popular fantasy romantasy book from Book Talk, and since then I have not felt the same until I read Spark of the Airplane. Next we have best romance book. I would say I Hope This Doesn't Find You. This was such a good YA romance book. I couldn't stop laughing and giggling and blushing. It was so good. She sent him hate emails, but they're all like in a draft, right? And then one day, somehow, all these hate emails get sent to him.
Oh, no.
It's so fun. It's so good. It's also really romantic, and as you can see from my tabs, I loved it. Next we have fave book cover, and I would say this of When the Moon Hatch. Sorry. It's just really beautiful. It's the Fairwood edition, but it's like my fave cover. Like the way it's done, like this cartoonish vibe, it's my vibe, so I love it. Then we have longest book I read, which was Heat of the Everflame. I love that book. I love the whole series, but that book especially, I cannot wait to get the next book. I didn't even realize how long it was because I read them one after the other. I didn't even check the amount of pages. I just had to read because I couldn't stop reading, and I loved it so much, and it's like one of the best romantic fantasy series I read last year. Well, yeah. Then we have shortest book I read. This way, like it was so bad. Not only is the shortest, it's also the worst book I read.
It's so bad, I want to give you a 0.
What was the point? The whole collection was interesting. The only book that I really enjoyed was Ali Hazelwood one, of course. Everything else was so yeah. Next we have a book I cannot stop thinking about, and for me is Bride by Ailey Hazelwood. First, I love Ailey Hazelwood. Second, this is one of my favorite books ever. I just had so much fun with it. It's a paranormal romance and it's like an arranged marriage between a werewolf and a vampire. It's just so good. It's so good.
Girl, you have done it again. Constantly raising the bar for us all.
It's a slow burn, but it's like there's a lot of tension. It was just really fun. I loved it, and I want to read more like werewolf romanticism. I remember when it went out and everyone was talking about like the nothing scene. Oh my god, that's so weird, and I was like, there wasn't much in it. As someone that is on AO3, this was nothing, guys. This was nothing, but I loved it. Okay, I wouldn't say Omegaverse book, but some Omegaverse dynamics, some like shifter dynamics, and I enjoy that. I cannot wait for book 2 because we're getting a second book, and I'm like, yeah, I cannot wait. Next we have unpopular book I liked, and I would say The Hurricane Wars. I understand some of the mixed reviews because when I first read the book, I think I DNF'd at 20% and I was like, why am I here? But once I got into it, I couldn't stop reading and I really enjoyed it. I also already read the sequel and I also enjoyed that. Like, I love the main characters. I love them as a couple. So even though everything around it is not maybe the best, when it comes to romanticy, at the end of the day, I'm here for the romance. I'm here with the romance, and if I'm sold in that, and if I want them together, and if I like them, I'm okay. Even though it needed more editing, I think this book, I still enjoyed it. Like, I still like it. I like them. Next, we have a book with a really cool and unique concept, and I would say Wonder Widow when it comes to like the magic system. Definitely the best, most unique magic system I read last year.
An icon, she's a legend, and she is the moment.
So Heavenly Bodies, this book, like the concept of like gods walking among humans, like celestial beings walking among humans, and gods inspired by the zodiac, like the whole book was really, really unique. Like, I love the concept. I enjoyed it a lot. Next, we have a book I would reread, and I would say Out on a Limb. Oh, this was such a sweet romance book, contemporary romance book. It does have the pregnancy trope, but guys, you're missing out. Like, if you're not reading it just because of that, you're missing out. It's such a sweet, romantic, really beautifully written book. Read the book. Book that helped me out of a reading slump. I would say whenever I'm in reading slump, a good dark romance book like The Hollow Boys, like it was so addictive, and anytime I'm in a reading slump, honestly, dark romance book or like a mafia romance book will get me out. So then we have a book you wish you had got into this year, and I would say Real by Kennedy Ryan. I'm so sad that I didn't get to read it last year, and I wanted to, but like I feel like whenever I really want to read a book, when there's so much hype, I just don't feel like picking the book up, which I hate. I hate that about me. But I really want to read this. Hopefully next month I want to read mainly like romance books, because February, Valentine's Day, you know. So hopefully next month. A book you started and didn't finish. I got a couple, but the one that I definitely need to pick up this year is Blood of Hercules, because I really enjoyed the 20% that I read. Then I got an arc of The Rebel Witch, so I put this book down because of course The Rebel Witch gets priority. But then it's hard for me to go back because it's not like I DNF'd the book. I was loving the book. I just had to like pause to read something else. But once you pause, it's hard to go back to it. I'm going to try my best to like read this book, finish this book this year, because I was having fun. Like, I was laughing so much at the start. So 2025 bookish goals. Ooh, okay. First, I really want to read more diverse romanticy. I love romanticy, but I would like to read more diverse ones. More audiobooks. I struggled last year, but I'm also paying Audible. So like, if we're not using it, what are we doing? Like, why am I paying? Okay, so more audiobooks. I would say DNF less. You guys need to DNF more. I need to DNF less. I DNF like 5% in, 10% in, 95% in. I think I should put a rule that until I get to like at least 50, do not DNF. Unless it's like really, really bad, don't DNF. Don't give up on books too soon. I'll try. I also want to finish all the duologies that I started. Like, one thing about me, when the first in a duology is that good, like it's too good, I'm scared to like read the second book, because what if it's not the same level? What if it's not as good? So I have a bunch of duologies where I read the first book, give the book 5 stars, and then have not read the second one yet. It's embarrassing. Another thing, I would like to reread some classics. I used to read a lot of classics before I came to London, before I started like my BookTok account, so I wanted to read some of them. I also want to read 150 books. My goal for last year was like higher, but then I ended up reading 150 books, so I got it down so that I met my goal. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. That should be okay. Next, we have anticipated reads for 2025. I've got many, but I would say my top ones are Deep End by Ailey Hazelwood. I love her. New Tia Williams YA Bravo Still Lovers book. I cannot wait for that. Oathbound from the Legendborn series, of course. The new Hunger Games book. Cannot wait to get that. King of Envy by Anna Wong. I cannot wait. Ride With Me, the F1 romance book. And then yeah, also those are like my top ones because they came to mind, so I'm really waiting for these books. Yeah.